Yo, what up? Today another game from our World Chess Book, the mammoth chess book of the world's greatest chess games. This time I was so annoyed that I had some trouble finding all of these games on the various websites. That I actually went out and bought ChessBase 15 with the big database, which I was also kind of planning to do for my own tournament experiences. And it's quite easy to find those games in here. The third game from the book, it's a game between Adolf Anderssen, the same guy we saw in the game before this one. And he's playing Jean Dufresne. Not particularly sure how to pronounce Jean Dufresne because he has a French name, but he was actually German. He was a pretty good player. He wasn't one of the strongest players in his day, but he had pretty good results against some of the strongest players in the game. So he was definitely a strong player. And in Germany, he also wrote a chess book in the beginning of the 19th century, and I struggle to find the title of said chess book. It's in here somewhere. Kleines Lehrbuch des Schachspiels, or small learning book of the game of chess. And it was a very popular book. So definitely a strong player who also indulged in some theoretical debates. This is the very famous Evergreen game. It was played in Berlin in 1852. So it was a nice game. Game starts e4, e5, as was popular. A knight f3, knight c6, and we have a Joko piano on the board. So there we go. Here, white plays Wait, what? Yeah. Here he plays b4, which is the Evans Gambit. And, okay, so what are you going to do? Let's see. All right, obviously you can take the pawn in two different ways. Why not? Why wouldn't you take this pawn? What's so good about this move? Okay, obviously if you take with the knight, then knight takes center pawn. So I guess it's not a true gambit in that if you do this, Stockfish that I'm running with two CPUs at the moment really doesn't like this variation, and so don't I. By the way, if you are new to ChessBase, this is me. Hi, here I am. I'm on top of the audio and visual chess media thing, and then I have my kibitzer right here, which is Stockfish 10. And I'm currently running it at two CPUs because the other two CPUs, the other two cores, I need for OBS. I want to have some, processing power left to do some actual other stuff. This is the cloud engines. I'm not particularly sure what they do, although I guess the cloud engine Houdini and this cloud engine, which is also Stockfish, Houdini doesn't mind this variation so far. Actually, my local Stockfish really doesn't like this. It really gives a bad evaluation. This is 2 1/3 pawn up for white. And over here you can see the notation that I got from the database. Anyway, I don't like this variation. So if you're going to take the pawn, I think you have to take with the bishop, if indeed that is your plan. And then you might run into something like this. Which was also the game continuation. So we end up in a situation where this pawn is quasi-pinned. You need this knight to defend it. Otherwise you can take in two different... Yeah, okay. Oh, and I can see that the annotators write that bishop e7 is actually theory now. It's the preference by many modern players on the rare occasions when the Evans is played, but it's by no means clearly better. One line runs 6d4, right? Knight a5. Okay, trying to get the bishop. Knight takes e4, right? Oh, and knight be2 was actually knight be2. That's not possible. Bishop e2. This was Kasparov's choice. E takes d4. And queen takes d4 apparently for some reason. And this was Kasparov's choice in a game he won against Anand at the Tall Memorial Tournament Riga 1995, but shouldn't lead to anything better than unclear play. And Stockfish can't make up its mind. It's red, then it's yellow, then it's green, then it's red again. Cloud Engine's also very confused by this situation. One says it's half a point for black. Again, Houdini says, I fear nothing, this is triple zeros, which makes no sense to me. I think clearly this is I don't know, just as hard. All right, we saw the position earlier. It was this position. Black to play, and black plays. Takes. And again we have d6 in the annotations as being the modern preference. And then you can play queen b3, queen d7 exclam. Is known as the conservative defense and is a tough nut to crack. Analysts have been trying for a long time without denting it much. A recent try, quote unquote recent, because it's an old book, d takes e4, bishop b6, okay, knight bd2, okay, knight a5, yeah, same idea, queen c2, okay. Excuse me. Wow. I'm gonna need a sneeze button, just like Mr. Gustafsson. 10 move, queen c2, knight takes c4. Let's get the bishop, and then d5. Attack a knight. But it is obviously d5, bishop g5. Your second knight? Wait, this can't be good. Bishop g5 with attacking chances. Also, you're a knight down? Knight takes c4, knight takes c4, d5, d5, bishop g5. Okay, let's take it. Stockfish says this is a mistake because rook d1. Ah, okay, I lose my queen because I made it. That's a nice tactical defense of that knight. I can't actually take the knight because rook d1 traps the queen, or if I go away somewhere, let's go to some kind of a square. I don't know. Let's go here, then we're just made it. Bam! That hurts. That bishop takes control of the d8 square, and so now the king can't move anywhere. So that hurts. So you can't take the knight. And now white is... Now I agree with Stockfish now that I see that nice tactic. White is clearly better. Or 5/10 of a pawn, like half a pawn. Okay. It's got more pieces out. Good move. Anyway, or after move 766, after castles, this is another try. Bishop b6 has been preferred. Bishop b6. There we go. Bishop b6 has been the preferred move ever since its strength was realized by Emanuel Lasker. Ha, there he is. It is a tough defensive move, preparing to return the pawn to secure a good position, rather than riskily clinging to the material. The idea is d takes e, d takes e. Queen times d8 check. Okay. Oh, not that move. This move. There we go. Yeah, knight takes d8, knight takes e5, knight f6. And insofar as winning chances exist here, they are on black's side. Not if you play me, but Stockfish kind of agrees. It's pretty drawish. And if you play queen... Instead of taking, you play queen b3, queen f6, bishop g5. Okay, annoying. Queen g6, queen g6, bishop d5. d5 is over here. Knight a5 has been discovered. Knight a5 has been discovered by Murray Chandler to lead to satisfactory simplifications for black. Okay, if you say so. Okay, so the queen is attacked. Why would this simplify anything? Check just gets blocked. I have no idea. Also, Stockfish says that this is a blunder. So, in this situation, Stockfish says that black is quite significantly better. And they should play f6. So why would you play knight a5 and go for simplifications? I don't get it. The analysis in the book, it's very often that I don't understand it, and Stockfish doesn't make sense of it either. Okay, bishop g8. What? Bishop takes g8. Take the knight. take the bishop. Knight b to d2. g4. Knight e1. This seems a lot better than going with this. I mean, g3, g3. Okay. I guess you don't want to allow this. Okay. H takes g3. Bishop g4. Yeah, okay, this all seems a lot better than the mysterious knight move that the annotators preferred. Anyway, we're going down the game. Here they just castles. Why wouldn't you just take the pawn? Because this is not allowed, obviously, and you want to take the pawn back with this pawn, so you need to get the king out of the way. Okay, makes sense. And here the fabulous move d3, which Stockfish immediately indicates is, you know, this is one of those typical Stockfish sort of evaluations where it goes, oh, it's bad. Wait a second. It might not be so bad. It's really bad again. No, although maybe it's okay. Nah, it's bad. It's bad. The book actually gives it a question mark and an exclamation mark, which basically means like, all right, it's a mistake, and Stockfish sort of agrees with it, and then it doesn't, and then it does again, and you can see the evaluation here in the bar. So this means that white is up a little bit, and if that green line is over here somewhere, then it means that black is a little bit better. And over here they put that into a number where the points are the values of the pieces. So 1 point is 1 pawn, and then of course we know that a knight is 3 points, and a rook is 5 points, and a queen is 9 points, etc. So this evaluation sort of gives you the total number of pawns by which the position is evaluated. If that number is positive, it means that black is ahead. If that number is negative, that means that white is ahead. So this evaluation is currently 4/10 of a pawn better for white, which is again shown over here by the green bar, right? So for all of you not chess-based people, or chess people might even. Okay, it's a weird position, yeah. It's known as the compromise defense, so it's actually a known situation, and it gives white a massive attack after 8, queen b3, queen s6, queen f6, e5, queen g6. There we go. We sort of had this on the board in a second. Knight takes c3. Knight takes c3? How is there a knight takes c3? There is. Oh wait, I'm missing one. Sorry, excuse me. Instead of pushing the pawn, then this is known as the compromise defense. Excuse me. So now you get this situation where you do this, and you go there, and now you can take. So this is the line. Excuse me. And then bishop a3 is less convincing, and interestingly was played in a later game between the same players, but which colors reversed. Bishop a3 is less convincing. Okay, so now in this variation of the game, Dufresne is white and Anderssen is black. And we do this, knight ge7, rook e1, makes sense, center of the board, etc. Castles, short. Knight takes c3, there we go. You have to take the pawn eventually, bishop takes c3. I'm expecting queen takes c3, d5. Now what do? You take en passant. Yeah. And then you take back the c-pawn. And now you have isolated queen pawn's position. And bishop d3, queen h6, bishop d3. The other bishop. What? Bishop d3, there we go. Tempo on the queen, so we have to move the queen. Bishop takes d3. Again, I'm missing one. Bishop d3, queen h6, queen h6. There we go. Queen h6, rook e4. Man, long line. Bishop f5. Oh, you're screaming. Bishop f5. There we go. Pinning. It's not a pin. Rook h4. Again, hitting that queen. Bishop f5. Okay, rook h4. Queen g6 again. Where was I? Bishop h6. Where is that? Which move are we in? 17. So we need to go to 18. Rook d1. Bishop takes bishop. Finally, there it is. Rook takes bishop. Knight f5. There we go. Rook h3. Rook drops. Rook f e8. Rook f e8. Knight h4. I don't. Rook f e8. Knight h4. How are you not mated if you do that? Knight h4. This makes very, very, very limited sense to me. Because I see a mate. Oh, wait, the queen covers e1. Okay, obviously. I was very confused because I thought that this was mate, which it clearly isn't, because, you know, queens can move backwards. In case, you know, you didn't know. Yeah, so that square is sufficiently covered. And now we are attacking this queen. It's confusing. And now knight takes e4, rook takes e4, I'm assuming. Nope. Nope. It's going here. Okay, interesting. Queen f6. And here white resigned. So Dufresne resigned in this position because you're just a piece down for nothing. You sacked a piece and you didn't really have anything there. Engine says it's really terrible. Why didn't you just take back the piece? Black is already completely winning here. Right. So all the time black is clearly better, and then this move happens, and again Stockfish doesn't know what's going on. I only have 2 CPUs. I can calculate this, and then this is the blunder that this is actually a blunder. Why is it a blunder though? Because of this move, and now you have to play this, and now you just take, and now you have to take it back, because otherwise you're just down a full piece, and now you're just gonna double up. H3. Rook E6. Wait. You take. Rook E2. Again, when I play Rook E2, he says it's a blunder. And here he says it's -3. 24 moves in. And here he says no. That wasn't a good move. So, and I'm not smart enough to figure it out on my own, but I would play this, and then, you know, just enjoy my better game. Although this might be annoying. Rook C1. That's a nice trick by Stockfish, because if you take, obviously, you get the rook back. Queen B3. Now the other rook joins the party. And here's Stockfish is saying there's hardly any advantage left, but I would still much rather play black, although there is a back rank mate issue, so I'm controlling both open files though, so for now, but I do have to worry. It's funny how Stockfish gives this line 3 moves ago. This was the best line, right? In this position, Stockfish says that line is -3, and then when you actually play the line, Stockfish goes, nah, it was terrible. So, I can't trust my engines. Oh, sorry, that was a bit too far. All right. Anyway, he plays the rather curious move D3, and now Queen to B3, which, I don't know, sort of makes sense to me, but on the other hand, why wouldn't you just take the pawn? I don't know. Maybe naturally white plays for the attack, immediately targeting the weak f7 pawn rather than wasting time capturing the d3 pawn, but rook e1 may well have been a better way to pursue this aim. So what they're saying is this pawn doesn't matter. This pawn is way weaker, but maybe rook e1 was better. Let's see if Stockfish agrees, and then immediately, you know, starts flickering the Christmas lights again. Red, green, red. It's red. No, it's yellow. No, it's red. It's still yellow. Well, it's the best move in the position. Makes no sense. Queen f6. Okay, sorry. Queen b3, queen f6. All of these moves are green, so naturally they're fine. e5. Yeah, we already saw this a couple of times before. Queen g6 is again the preferred way to do it. Yeah, and knight takes e5, rook e1. This rook e1, this costs you a piece because d6. You're still doing it. Queen b5 check. Now this poor little bishop. Poor little bishop has issues because this is one of those tactics that you're going to see a lot in the level of play that I actually that I'm actually at. This is a loose piece puzzle, right? You attack a queen, and if black isn't careful and you're not calculating ahead far enough and you're just greedy and you're taking it, then you can actually attack that piece, but you can defend it. There it is. Beautiful knight in the center of the board, right? Wrong, because there's a check, because you've now opened up the d7 square and that bishop is falling. So this is something to be acutely aware of, that, loose pieces drop off. Loose pieces drop off. LPDO. Remember that one. Especially if you're my strength. If you're playing me, look for loose pieces somewhere. Very funny, now that piece isn't loose. See? But you're going to make that piece loose when you take the pawn. Anyway, yeah, it costs black a piece. In case you were thinking that black's play looks very old-fashioned, actually no, this is a completely fresh position to me. Consider that this position has been taken on with success as black's by Grandmaster Bielewski, whom we meet in games, okay? So 78, 81, and 84 will be Bielewski games, though his opponent did not play Anderssen's next move. Okay, rook e1, exclam, knight ge7. Okay, developing the knight. We have to kind of... Bishop a3, b5. Okay, this is still annoying. b5. Yeah, I don't like this move. Stockfish doesn't like this move. To me it doesn't seem like... I think you're just throwing away a piece. Sorry, a pawn. Is it? Well, you're already under a lot of pressure. I don't like the move, but I would have thought that this was way worse than just a minus one. Yeah, it's reminiscent of Kizuritsky's fourth move in the Immortal game. If you haven't seen that one, go one game back in the playlist and you'll find the Immortal game by Kizuritsky against Anderssen, and Anderssen just hacked him off the board, and I think Anderssen is going to do it again. If you play b5 against Anderssen, then he's coming for you. Rather than try to defend carefully what every sane person would do, and to return the pawn if necessary in due course to, okay, blah blah blah. To a modern player, the logic is hard to see. The logic is hard to see because I'm not from the 19th century, right? I'm not throwing pawns up the board. Yeah. Okay, so the best move is... Queen takes b5, rook b8. We just take it. Say thank you. Take it with the queen, though. I wonder if taking with the bishop was stronger. I don't think it matters so much. I mean, where's that queen going later, right? Queen is... I don't know. Okay. Rook b8. Okay. Well, you got the file. I have to give you that. You traded the pawn for the file. All right. Queen a4. Bishop b6. Development. Also protection to the knight. Yeah, and you can't castle. Let's see if we can find out why we can't castle here. Ah, I see it. You can't castle because you take the knight. And if you retake the knight, you take the free bishop. Was that the engine line? It must be the engine. Yeah, rook takes e7. Simple tactic. Again, this piece is loose once you remove the defender. So you remove the defender of the piece and then you pick it up. Simple chess. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Developing the knight. Anderssen brings his last minor piece into play and will now aim his pieces at black's king wherever it tries to hide. Well, it's still up in the center of the board, so I'm assuming eventually you want to get rid of that e-pawn and just blast open that center, bring your rooks to the d and the e file, take on e3 sometime, and just have rooks in the center of the board and just, you know, play that way. Right. Why does the queen have to move? This is a terrible move. Why? Look at the evaluation, by the way. It's already pretty good for white, but now queen. This is just very bad. What happens here? The engine evaluation just immediately shoots up. I mean, this is already 1.6 pawns apparently. Yeah, 1.44, and now bam. This is through the roof. This is basically a losing move. So we have to be able to figure this out. Why is this losing? Okay, I'm seeing a potential fork if this pawn wasn't here, right? But there is a pawn there, so clearly that is not it. There is no bishop anymore because he brought the bishop back. Why isn't the queen take? Oh, okay. There's our rook here. Hold a tick. Maybe if we win the piece back, yeah? This is very annoying. I'm pretty sure it's not the best continuation, but how do you proceed? You're gonna lose this piece. Are you losing this piece? Yeah, you're losing that. 2 pieces for the rook. Oh, wait. Haha, there's still a bishop here. So you can't even take the pawn back. So this is clearly good. So you can't play d4 here. What should you do? defend. Can you defend this way? At least now you have a pawn. Nah, this is terrible. Yeah, I'm really wondering if it's about the pawns at this point, but it's free. It's also attacking a rook. Rook c8, attacking the bishop is probably the best move. And here I'm threatening mate. Although queen c5 kind of covers it, so although maybe still picking up this pawn now. But I'm losing the bishop. Ah, okay, so this doesn't work. It's not the best move. What is the best move? Wait, what? I can just take the bishop. Why am I... Why am I... And also the rook is on pre because this is pinned still. This is completely winning for white. We can't play... This is not something that can be allowed. Is that the solution? Oh, shit, where? Yeah. So this is completely losing because of the check here. Check. So what if you don't take it? I guess you kind of have to take it, yeah? He takes d6. What is the engine evaluation somehow remains stable even though it was completely winning, so I made a mistake oh, right, you can... Wait, you don't play that. You castle. And now I take with the pawn, and now rook takes e7, and you take the other pawn, which is horrible because it's covered by the queen, so you don't take that pawn. Here you just pick this up. Bishop takes f3 is apparently very good. Oh, okay, you're getting some counterplay. Yeah, you can't take it back because queen takes f3. Seems dangerous. Bishop d5. Yeah, okay, so this cannot be played. Wait, what is the solution then? If it's not this move, because it looked really good, but then when you start playing engine moves, it suddenly becomes not so great. Let's see. This is a losing move because bishop takes d3. You put this somewhere, and now this check is terrible. So now you have to play somewhere e6, knight eg5. Queen d5. You have to keep on moving the queen. Yeah, and now you can just play bishop c4, and there's a really annoying threat here. Really annoying threat. Queen a5. Bishop takes f7 check. King d8. I'm assuming something, yeah, g4. You don't change queens here. h5. This is an engine line. And you sack a knight. And obviously, if you take it, obviously if you take it, you don't. You flick in the check first. Knight d5. Yeah, if you move the king here, obviously this is a bit of a problem. Checkmate ends the game. So you have to block it. You block it this way. It's the only move. Queen takes g7. Okay, and you threaten a lot of stuff again. Rook e8. Already, giving the exchange. This is This is really through the roof. This is 18 pawn, almost 19 pawns ahead. White is clearly winning, no shit. Knight takes d4. You just mop up. Yeah, we don't have to analyze any of this stuff any further than this. I think everybody can see how this is just completely lost. This next check is just devastating because it's a double check. You have to move the king. And then you just pick up the queen and the game is completely over. Knight d5? Bishop d5. Blocking that, covering that square. And bishop takes e8. Check. King c, you can't even take it back because of knight c6 check. Wow, you're sacking everything now. This is pinned and you win the queen. That was the tactic that I showed you earlier. So you have to move the king out of the way. Bishop takes e8. Apparently it's good. You just win the rook. This is mopping up. This is mopping the floor. So this is the best move, and now the queen moved. And here the fork comes on this square. It's also a fork. You're also opening that up. G takes F. Pawn takes F. That knight is pinned, so basically the same kind of idea that I just showed you, where the pawn is attacking the piece that is pinned because the king is stuck in the middle of the board. Should have, you know, castled at some point. All right. Rook g8. Trying to go for something. Maybe you can try something like this. Maybe, very maybe. I like this move a lot. This rook hasn't been touched. It hasn't developed. It's not doing anything. I like this move a lot. Stockfish doesn't like it so much. Stockfish says, if you want to keep your advantage, play bishop e4. Because maybe you want to counter this bishop. Because that bishop is going to be pretty good. It's going to be a pretty strong bishop at some point. I'm assuming something, if the knight moves somewhere, I don't know, anywhere, I don't know, obviously not here, but I don't know, somewhere, then this bishop is going to be pretty strong with this queen again. Okay, obviously not that move. Rook a d1. Stockfish says it's no good. Bishop d4. Why would you give it away now? This wasn't played, was it? Bishop d4? How is that ever a good move? Oh wait, it's the Stockfish line. Yeah, bishop d4 now is a good move, according to Stockfish. Is it? These engine lines are so weird. Queen takes f3. Right, because this is in a pin. But why did you have to give away that bishop first? I don't get it. Bishop e4. Oh wait, that was probably why bishop e4 was a good move in the other line as well. It wasn't because of that bishop becoming strong. It was because that knight was just in an annoying pin. You can't recapture this. That should be red. You can't recapture it because it's in a pin. So in this situation, bishop e4 makes a lot of sense. Not because of this bishop at all. This green stuff is, but because otherwise you just lose the knight immediately. So that's why that was good. And that's also probably why Stockfish doesn't like this move, because you're just sacking a knight, which is also what happened. Haha, that's also what happened in the game. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna close the book actually because those annotations are confusing. They take a long time, and I'll enjoy this sort of puzzling myself a bit more. So it helps my chess a bit. If you're wondering what that sound is, there's a guy helping me out with the with my house. So there's currently some home improvement being done by somebody who is way better at that than I am. I'm a chess enthusiast and a geography teacher, not a handyman. In fact, you shouldn't let me do anything because I okay. So this is what happens in the game, and Stockfish says, White is actually completely winning in this scenario, even though you're a piece down, and I can't actually find why. This seems a very logical move, but then what? I mean, mate in one is threatened still, so there has to be something extremely forcing here. Oh wait, now you have bishop e4 as well, right? Is this good? No, it's not good. This is spoiling the advantage. So I have to do something forcing. Stockfish says I have to take. And king can't take it back. That's mate in 6. Okay, it's mate in 6. Let's see if we can find it. Well, I mean, obviously, if you take, there's a check, and I win the queen. But this is not mate in 6. Bishop f5, double check. Haha, cute. And all right, so there's only one square for the king, so that should make it a bit easier. Bishop d7. Again, only one square for the king. This comes with check now, so you can't even take it back. And again, there is only one square for that king. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just a shuffle, yeah. Bishop d7 check, king back, and now you go anywhere, doesn't matter. Does it matter? Wait. Because queen and the bishop can still block it. So the game is effectively over. Oh wait, bishop e7 is just made it on the spot. Yeah, I was busy doing the bishop. These bishops. The bishop pair. The bishop pair rules. Yeah. Okay, that's fun. So obviously you can take it because of the mate in 6. If you spotted it, well done. Takes. This has to be done now. And obviously now you just take the pawn. Rook takes d7 check. And the king goes somewhere. King c8 or e8. Let's do c8. This runs into a problem because queen d7 queen d7 is actually check. The king has to take d7. now there is double check. And again, no matter where you go, it's mate. Let's go here. You're mating like this because there's still that beautiful dark squared bishop. So you sack the queen that way. What happened in the game? We can go over these variations for hours. Okay? So this idea of sacking the queen immediately is employed here. King takes, has to be done. Bishop f5, double check. King here. And now you go here and you mate the guy, I'm assuming. Yeah. No matter where you go, you're just... Oh wait, he went the other way. In the game he went the other way. It doesn't matter which way he goes. This is the Evergreen game. That's a funny mate with the two bishops. Yeah. You can't touch the knight, even though in this situation you can't touch the knight. Because if you take it, there's a big problem. Yeah, this is a boo-boo. Okay. That's funny. Stockfish, by the way, defends a bit better, and he says you can actually take the knight. No, Stockfish says you can't take the knight. It's a balanced structure. It's a balanced position. Bishop d4, apparently, is good. Stockfish likes bishop d4. I still don't understand why. Now apparently you can take the knight. Now you can take the knight suddenly. What happens if you just do the same thing now? Takes. So this is weird. Here it says triple zeros. The position is balanced. And then he just doesn't see this. Stockfish just doesn't see that this is made. I don't understand why Stockfish wouldn't see that. It has nothing to do with my only two CPUs here. It literally has nothing to do with that. I'm running... Yeah, I've been advised to do something with the parameters. Let's see. Let's go to engine management. Where's engine management? There is something really wrong with this engine management. There we go. I'm gonna put the regular Stockfish back. Okay. Okay. So in this position, this guy. This Stockfish, okay, let's do the other one. This is a one with the parameter. This one is just a brute force, regular, normal Stockfish. Also, Stockfish just doesn't see this. He just doesn't see that this is mate. Aha, maybe I'm the idiot. Because it's actually made for black. Rook takes. King f1. Why does... Okay, what if you just do the same thing? Okay, now I see why you have to play bishop to this square. I'm suddenly seeing why you can't do... It's so obvious. Why you can't do the same thing in this position, right? Here you can't do the same thing because it's not double check. Here it's double check, right? That king is compromised from both the rook and the bishop, right? But if there was something in the way, for example, this pawn, then it's not double check. And that same trick that he just played... Wait, where is that variation? No, don't use 3 CPUs. Okay. Don't use 3 CPUs because then we don't understand anything anymore. Then everything becomes very tricky and hard. And if there is something... Right, if there is something in front of it, now you can take the knight. Because if you do the same thing, obviously, frankly... no. If you do the same thing and you sack your queen, now it's not double check, right? Because there's a pawn in the way. And now you can just take with the knight, and you're still threatening mate. It's just completely over. There's mate in one and there's nothing you can do. Because this bishop also has this diagonal. So you're gonna even if you don't want to lose the pawn, you're just mated. In fact, you can be mated here if you want. So that's why that mysterious bishop move is good. All right, so that's very, very, very interesting. All right, cute little tactic here. After this move, he plays this. And then this is a terrible idea. I spotted the tactic, but I kind of did it on the wrong side. He takes it. This one goes over here. Now you have the tactic. Takes. You're gonna win back the knight, and this is still playable. This is not a good move because of the very mysterious but very strong bishop d4. This is a really clever engine move. I very, very, very much struggle. If this was a puzzle, I don't think many grandmasters would play this move here. Queen h3 is also a move. Sorry, Queen h3. Queen h3 is also a move threatening mate. And now you play bishop f1 and bishop f1. Just cover it up, and you got triple zeros. So you have something like this. But okay, so the bishop line anyway. If you're greedy, this is very interesting. Takes. He took it back, which isn't the best move in that position either. Then you sack the queen, and then you have the double check, and then you have the check, and no matter where you go, you're mated. And over here, they say, it was not surprising that chess players of the time, impressed by this kind of greatness, did not want to listen to dull positional advice. But the old combinational school, led by its first knight Anderssen, was doomed in the battle against modernized warfare techniques of Paul Morphy, whose tactics had much better positional foundations. Yeah, Paul Morphy. We will see some of his games later. I'm sure that there are games of Morphy in here. Alright, there's obviously a lot of analysis on the positions that we just looked at. I'm not going to do all of them. Lessons from this game, though. Play in the center has more effect than play on the wings. Everyone knows this, of course. No shit. But it's all too easily forgotten in the heat of battle. Yeah, what I take away from this is if you play b5 against Adolf Anderssen, he is crushing you. He will just take you down. Always analyze variations with double checks extremely carefully, however improbable they might look. Yeah, double checks are the strongest tactic, I think. Because they are the most forcing ones. You have to move your king. Before playing a spectacular combination, check to see whether there is a simpler, safer way to win cleanly, unless, of course, you want to play a brilliancy that is still being talked about a century and a half later. That, if you start checking them with engines, doesn't hold up. Anyway, very, very fun, very, very interesting game by Adolf Anderssen, who first crushes Kizaritsky in a very, very nice Immortal game. And here he wins from Dufresne, the German guy with the French name, in Berlin. And this is the famous Evergreen game. So that was fun. Next game on the list. Not particularly sure when I will be filming it, but it will be Johan Zukertort against Joseph Blackburn from London in 1883. So, are we really skipping all over the games of Paul Morphy? That is Okay. I don't get that. The opera game should be in there, right? All right. Thanks for watching. Maybe see you next time, I guess.